Good now? You good?
Good.
All right, good.
Mm-hmm. Turn on your music. Hot 95.3 FM.
Yeah.
It's Chris Gill's birthday.
Yeah, we said that.
Chris
earlier.
Gill.
Yeah.
Happy birthday for the millionth time. You know you deserve it.
Yeah.
You deserve it. He's a good boy. No, we don't make any try to make a Bobby here. But it's a good boy. NTI.org.bb. NTI.org.bb. You're now tuned into the nation's #1 station, Hot 95.3. This is your boy, Uncle, slugging today. We have some very, very special guests. One of them, that's really proud of. Hardest girl, but she knows she's doing well. How you know you mean she not you?
No, of course.
So you're hardest one. Chris, can you play some music and come back? Please sing in there. Ready? NTI Indian.
Yeah.
.org Indian.
Yeah.
.bb.
Yeah.
But the dog gonna type Indian here. NTI.org.bb and Gabby, and welcome back from your 6-month vacation.
Thank you.
Yes, miners, I hope you had a great time.
I did.
No, back to work.
Yeah.
I'm not coming to work today. I can't see. Just guess what's not coming to work today. Thank you. In other words, I not doing today. Don't tell me to work. I don't talk you hard today. We are so wicked. I don't talk the hard today.
It's the Live Radio Show.
Today's a holiday. I don't care what the boss is saying. I'm not going to work today. Today's a holiday. I don't care what the boss is saying. I'm not doing no work today. I'm in the road, yeah. Do the beach, yeah. Do the club, yeah. Do the party. What's the matter?
Sluggy, avoid holding the door when it closes. Okay, sorry. There, you can hear that. That's it. I don't care what the body say. ATI.
NTI.
Yeah.
Score so free, almost met my crane. NTI.
Yeah.
NTI. Course so free, almost met my crane. Free education. No plantation.
No.
Chris Gill and the vibration. It's
Yeah.
your birthday. No DJ Indian. Big shooter. Sarah, but we are walking up for you. NTI.org.bb. And this evening, we have some very, very special guests, all in come. So let them introduce themselves today. Don't the phone should be there.
Yeah,
And if it Marsha, y'all got the insurance from one of the phones. Just let them know. Set up, Sarah. You set it now? Good. Let's unpack it. First, introduce yourself to Barbados, young lady, and tell us why this name. Let's unpack it.
Hello everyone, my name is Chelsea Jordan. I'm the Vice President of Operations at Let's Unpack It.
Aye, you know the bosses.
Yeah. No, Let's Unpack It was really created just as soon as COVID hit online. It's basically an Instagram page where we educated persons because it was COVID-19. It was nobody knew what really was going on. Everybody was struggling mentally.
Wait, hello, listen, right. Tell Barbara's name again.
Chelsea Jordan.
Good. Okay, so slow, you said that? We have time.
Okay.
Good. Take your time.
Hello everyone again.
Yeah.
My name is Chelsea Jordan.
That's what we're talking about.
And Let's Unpack It was created just before COVID hit. It was an online page really made for educational purposes. Our founder, David Johnson, created it. And then from there, we have branched out 4 years in going strong. Short for LUI, Listen, Unite, Inspire. Those are 3 tenets that we really live by to help young people. It's a youth-led, youth-focused organization.
So the founder is also a young person?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
25 years old.
Well, nice. Brilliant. What is the name?
David Johnson.
Why the name Let's Unpack It?
Oh, sorry. Demystifying, unpacking all things surrounding mental health because in the Caribbean region, it's not something that we like to talk about. So really getting into it. Plus, growing up, he always like a backpack, so the backpack was very integral part in that. Yeah.
This, of course, undertaking anything to do with mental health or being an advocate for mental health is a serious undertaking.
Yeah.
But it's still a bit taboo.
Yeah.
And we often dismiss others just as that way crazy, that way foolish,
Yeah.
just dismiss it. So as a young person, why do you want to get in such a tedious field? Of course, you know, it's still educating yourself, still researching, and there's still things you gotta learn. But there's
It's an ongoing process, yeah.
What
What I would
such a
say-
young age, you want gray hair?
No, I like my black hair. What I would say is, when I was younger, people always came to me and saw me as somebody to, talk to and vent, and apparently I gave good advice.
Mhm.
But then I just brushed it off as me liking to talk because I didn't have a name to put to it. And then coming down the road, then I realized, oh, this is mental health, it's, advocating. I was always involved in service organizations, and it's just something that I saw as a natural path. And when David approached me, of course, I said yes, because it's something that the youth really needed.
No, are you the scientist?
I do.
Well, so how you went from studying science, and
I love that you're asking this question, because there's a great link between climate change and mental health, and especially in the Caribbean region and Barbados. That's really something that we kind of overlook sometimes. We just think about food, shelter, and clothing, which are very important. But after a tragic incident, a hurricane sitting down over you for 24 hours, it really takes a toll on a person. And I think it's something that we really have to take more consideration about and really see the importance of it. So they're two separate fields, but now that I'm in the mental health space, I see the perfect connection between the two.
mental health, come to Mike, Sarah, sorry to call your name, put introduce yourself. I don't know what you want me hard, just sure don't
No, don't take, don't take, Joe. Come on.
Mike got 4 feet.
Hello, good evening, Barbados.
Good evening, introduce yourself, ma'am.
Hi, Barbados. My name is Sarah Holder. I am the delivery associate at Let's Unpack It.
Baby, that's on fine. So, who's the delivery associate?
So what I do at Let's Unpack It is that I am responsible for our community outreach, our events, what's not, planning.
So if people from here onward know going forward, first of all, how old is the organization?
4 years old.
4 years old? Okay, so if people don't know about Let's Unpack It, we can blame you.
It's a collective effort, so we all have to.
Right, so what's your job? Tell me your job. What you laughing?
I'm Vice President of Operations.
Right, so operations, what's your job? What's your job?
Delivery associate.
So if we don't know about it, blame you or she.
Somebody gonna get blamed.
We been
Nobody
blaming
needs
the
to be
team
blamed.
because we
Aye,
work together.
aye,
So
we're gonna
we
take
also
that. We
have
talk
the
hey,
media team.
hey.
We also have the media team.
Exactly.
The media team responsible for pushing out
The pass,
ads
the pass.
and what's not.
The
So
pass,
that's
don't
what
show.
it would be.
You go show us everyone the pass.
So you're trying to put me against each other for national radio.
You think that was Brian?
If
What Brian?
I give you a little trouble, please give me trouble.
They don't mind. You know that. Listen, Sarah, mental health have been something that saw you speaking about for quite a while, especially online, connected online through Bing Got Talent. And again, thank you probably on here for all the help with Bing Got Talent. Like, you got nothing more work for you. So don't take time can make it, but you will let some pocket all the copy, so you will let some pocket. And I love the great work what you're doing so far. Why, Sarah, you can ask you a similar question. Why did you take on such an important role in pushing mental health talks, and what is the vision? What is the vision for Let's Unpack It? If you can share that.
Okay, so to answer the first question, I have always been involved in service before I even kind of had an idea of what service was. Probably like from age 15 in the community, joining various youth groups. But the focus on mental health for me came through my personal experiences, like struggling and having no idea what is going on with me, and feeling like if I am in this bubble, struggling alone. And then when you need to talk. So like you meet somebody someday and like you just start to level everything, and then the body starts to say, hey, well, these things are happening to me. And then you two meet people and then you realize, okay, this is linked to mental health, yeah. And in realizing how common it is among young people and the problems that we face, I was like, this is something that I would like to rally behind and champion for, in terms of getting resources, one, and educating persons so that they don't feel isolated in their issues. The vision of Let's Unpack It is to forge a Caribbean region where mental health and wellness is the priority of all people, and specifically the mental health of our children and our young people, and that's regardless of their age, their race, their gender, sexuality, whatever they believe in. Our vision is that all of these young people have access some mental health resources, high quality mental health resources, and that they feel empowered. Yeah, they're free of judgment if they're struggling with mental health issues. And yeah, and a big thing for us too is to see the reduction in the number of suicide cases among our young people. So yeah, that's our vision.
Like Sarah's suicide is such a serious and suicide is such a touchy topic, right? Like we deal with mental health, right? And things like suicide, how do we get young people away from thinking that this is a solution? I mean, using mass based, because everyone may not want to come to a counselor or a psychiatrist, as you know. And recently, I did a survey with mental health Barbados. Some persons came into Barbados and did some surveys with young people, interviewed thousands of young people, at least 300 of my young persons alone. And the number one thing, which I didn't even know, and this like study that people children love. And the number one thing that even my children say was trust. Like anytime like you talk to me like bro, I mean good for like 6 months. That was the number one thing. Even when young people say, how do we deal with that? How do we remove this stigma, this taboo? You know what I mean? And make the conversations normal so everyone feel like, man, I can't do that body.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of Let's Unpack It. So the education of it all. I want people to also understand that if somebody decides to self-harm or decide, well, life isn't worth living anymore, it's a coping mechanism. It's not something that people get up one day and decide, I'm going to do this. I think that's it's a very common misconception that people have. And I think what we're trying to get older people and people empowered to understand is that the young people need resources. And this is a great way to plug that I actually just came from a regional launch that was based in Trinidad, was being hosted in Trinidad. So Let's Unpack It in collaboration with Healthy Caribbean Coalition, USAID, UNICEF, Caribbean Airlines, a host of different entities. We just launched Young Caribbean Minds, a workbook online, Young Caribbean Minds websites and directories for 12 Caribbean countries.
Nice.
And the workbook is from 17 of our focal points across the region. And that's 17? Really, yep.
Nice.
That's so as far south as, let's say, Guyana and Suriname,
nice.
Up to Belize, including Montserrat, Barbados.
There's all different cultures, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. We have Spanish, we have Dutch, we have English, and I think it's really good to bring together young people who all understand that this is a serious issue. Right, so I'm plugging it again, youngcaribbeanminds.com. So really our thing is, our model is youth-led resources, right? We hope that
youth-led resources.
So with youth as the face, we hope that that's one step in the direction of making people feel more safe, right? And in these directories, we have free government services. We have a list of not requirements, but things that they offer. So if you're looking for a particular person to help you along the journey. But we would also say in terms of having a support system, because not everyone might need that professional help, but a support system building your community is very, very important. The friend that you can party with might not be the friend that you can rant to on a night, right? So it's very, very important to have that set of people around you, have that who can I call when I'm going through this sort of situation. It's very important for young people. But yeah, trust is a big thing, and especially when speaking about like guidance counselors, for instances.
Yeah.
Some people have great experiences with them. Other people do not, right? So trying to show people, you have multiple outlets, and hopefully in that area we can reduce the instances of suicide, but also reduce the stigma around mental health, making people feel more open to actually go and speak to someone before it gets too late.
This month is Mental Health Awareness Month and Child Month as well. Exploring youth mental health. Choose our guest team. From Let's Unpack, you got Chelsea Jordan, the President of Operations. Get well soon to Javier Knight, get well soon to the advocacy officer. Yeah. And we have Sarah Horrible, the delivery associate. NTI.org.bb. Positive psychiatry and mental health. Positive psychiatry and mental health. Positive psychiatry is a new term that describes a dual approach to mental health, where we build strength, support, and healthy lifestyles as well as treat illnesses and distress. In this course, we will explore different aspects of good mental health as well as provide an overview of the major kinds of mental disorders, their causes, treatments, how to seek help and support. Is mixed level offered by the University of Sydney and is approximately 19 hours to complete. I joined this course to learn how to better understand people and to effectively help them. And as a bonus, I completed the course having a better understanding of myself and improved my mental health. I love that. NTI.org.ub. Politics, psychiatry, and mental health, approximately 9 hours to complete. And this course is absolutely free. And I can tell you from experience, and by now, thousands of testimonials, true persons stopping. I'm sure each and one of us from NTI. The course is very, very user friendly and it's not a pass or fail system. Is when you understand one section, you move on to the next section. So these free courses can really help because you don't have the stress of going into an exam just to pass or just to fail. When you understand one slide, you go on to the next one, so that we have 100% success rate. Everyone that completes any course with the NTI, we guarantee that they will know the information in the course instead of just learning the tricks and trade to pass. Because course, I tell you all these certain tricks we can learn, to pass more steps, especially. Chelsea spoke about resources, you know what I mean, and they spoke about youth-led resources, and I love that is you all are doing this because you all know my motto, as uncle. I believe that there's a youth that are championing these things, because you look like them, you talk like them, you went to school with them, you learn with them, you all are their friends, so they can better understand you than even someone like myself. So I really, really appreciate young people like you're all taking up this incredibly huge task. When we come back, they want to hear about what resources you all would like to see provided more easily accessible, and how can we approach mental health in Barbados that will make it easier for persons to want to come and speak out. Each of y'all can take one of the questions when we come back. Thank you very, very much. Let's unpack it. Sarah and Chelsea, great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, please to us in Barbados. If you're returning national, welcome home.
From the east to the west coast, but we lost so far too. Yes, I know that to party, and I'm feeling so happy. The girls start to rock slow, the girls start to dip slow, and then she might not go down slow. To be fine about the flow, and I don't feel this way before. That's why I'm telling you, girl, little Friday, so we can all meet up in my sleep. Ready for this beat, everyone rock with me, and it's my day. Right until later, people have me to chase her. Party up on the water. That's why I tell you it feels so to be there. Right here in my Barbados, where we just let it go. From the east to the west coast, but you got to talk about feels to be there. Right here in my Barbados, where we just let it go. Every year you look for me, every year I look for you. This is how much I 95.3 FM. You lost my crazy without me, you lost my monkey without you. That's why you everything me up and down to the green right and I like when you fuck it up and you slow wind it and you cock it up and I like when you cock it up and you slow wind it and you cock it up and we get so sucker into it, so sucker into it. See this same time again because this is all I don't know what I want to be to. This is all I don't know what I want to be to. This is all I
Yes, Lucky. Minus and respect, we have Chelsea, Jordan, and Sarah Holder. Let's unpack it. Before you answer the questions, please tell Barbados, how they can find you, one, and how they can support you. Because they need Barbados to really get behind you all and really get behind these young people that seek to do these positive things to help change society, you know, to help improve society in a positive way. And I really think that everyone should support the movement. You know, you got young people doing things like this. You can't just look away, man. So I really, really appreciate it. Let Barbados know how to find you and let them know how we can support what you're doing.
Yeah, so we're Let's Unpack It Co on all social media, so Instagram, Twitter, well, X, TikTok, Facebook, Let's Unpack It Co. And you can reach out to us either through our website, let'sunpackitco.com, or via email, let'sunpackitco@gmail.com. We're always looking for support, always looking for persons to come on and lend a hand. So if you can, in whatever capacity, we appreciate it.
Gotta talk, people. Gotta talk. No. Who went first?
I could go first. That's fine. Alright, so some of the resources that we have in Barbados and across the region, and before I begin, I have to plug the Ministry of Health and Wellness because recently they officially launched their Lifeline Barbados helpline, 24 hours now, big up to them, 536-4500, 536-4500. That's a big step because before we would have had hotlines like CASA, but they weren't 24 hours, but now this one's up and running, so
24 hours.
yes, 24
That's great.
hours with trained professionals, always on the clock, anytime of day, anytime of night, simple conversation, whatever, they're there to help and guide you. Also, we have our own personal directory that can be found on Let's Unpack It's on website. This was one specifically done for Barbados before we even launched these other ones. But now today, as I said, we have a regional resource as well. You can find all the country pages there at youngcaribbeanminds.com along with the mental health workbook. Now in this workbook, you have snippets of what Caribbean life is in like the different territories, but after there's also exercises, so mental wellness plan, how to build your support system, different coping mechanisms, how to breathe, you know, different things that can help persons. It's easier than having to Google 17 things, you just have the workbook. And you also have a chance to win some tickets with Caribbean Airlines, so you must complete it and complete the instructions.
Wait, what?
I didn't know that he did.
Yeah, so it's in partnership with Caribbean Airlines as well. So I'm not sure the destination, but they're giving out free tickets for
Tickets or
I think it's 2, but I'm not really sure.
one.
But anyways, well, complete the workbook, submit your stuff, and you maybe okay,
They got a company workbook.
yes, you do. Departure form, arrival form it was really created and integrated as a travel workbook kind of thing.
Nice.
And Caribbean Airlines will also be helping us in distributing this across the region as well.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. youngcaribbeanminds.com.
Yeah,
Find it there. It's really great. Yeah.
I love it. And so resources. When you speak about resources, why is it important for us to know how to find these resources and do they really help? Should we with this thing with our mind where mind medicine going there, or medicine looking at that, or medicine reading that, or it making sense listening to that? Do these resources really help, and should we be more open-minded to it?
Yeah, I think where people might say it doesn't help is probably they aren't looking for the ones to fit their needs. So for instance, I would have mentioned sometimes instead of calling a hotline, you just need a friend to vent to. So I just need Sarah, Sarah, I went through X, Y, and Z. So it depends on where you're at in your stage. Obviously, if you don't know where you are, it's always good to reach out to a trusted adult, a mental professional, just to see what guidance they can give you. And I think another thing as well is the importance of guidance programs in school. I know you have the class, but really and truly having that guidance, and that's a big goal for LUI that we really want to get into schools this year, because we know that children spend majority of their time in schools, right? And if you don't have that component there, then that's an issue. If it's not being spoken about at home, if your friends don't want to talk about it, then where do you have to go, right? So that's a very big deal, and just not having it as a free period like most of us maybe had, right? But actually something that children can take away, resources, how to cope, self-care, all that stuff, like it's really big.
Sarah, no, removing any skepticism, any doubt, any fear we may have, or helping to broach these conversations, you know, things like that. I need your advice.
The importance of you need my advice like as an adult.
My behavior?
Well, I think it's important that we talk about safe spaces, and the reason
Yes.
I actually made that joke is because Chelsea would have talked earlier about the older generations and their understanding of mental health or lack of. And if adults and parents,
It's not also sure. If we tell the things the generation used to say, you know what I mean? And if we tell the things we used to do, I was trying to find things you would probably pray.
yeah, but they did the best with what they had, and that's why education is so important.
Facts.
Yep.
So right, I was saying if adults and parents become more safe, create more safe spaces, then it creates an environment where our young people feel comfortable to share and express freely how they feel in whatever manner they need to anytime, and those spaces, if they're at school, if they're at home, is what is important, because then we wouldn't have an issue of young people holding it in or believe that they can't say anything because they will be met with negative, I didn't want to say negative voice, but it's young people,
Yeah.
negative voice.
It's real.
Another thing that I think is important, and I hold this in everything, is I think there's beauty in vulnerability, because when we are vulnerable, like I tell you, we realize all of we live in the same life, like all of you probably going through the same thing right now, but some of us are handling it better than others. So I always picture in my mind a movement, and I see it online internationally on TikTok. Like people will come and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, and somebody else will say, hey, I'm struggling with this, and it would create a community that, I'm not saying encouraging trauma bonding, but it will create a community where persons are felt heard and felt seen, and they can come together and seek resources together. But I know for our young people, the big thing with vulnerability is that they're afraid that if they are vulnerable, that it may be put back in their face.
Yeah.
And that is why we have to fix the issue of stigma. But I truly believe that if we were all to be vulnerable, it will create a more sense of community within the mental health space, and it will make people feel more comfortable to seek help.
No, I totally agree. If we are indeed more vulnerable, we will realize how similar we all are, and some of the things we may not see as mental health issues most certainly are mental health issues, just that we try to suppress these things so much, you know what I mean? There's so many things that affect mental health in there, like a man you can't pray, you know what I mean? Especially people on the block or from the ghetto. Like me, I used to see myself as someone that extremely open, you know, live my life real open and raw. But I still can't do certain things around my friends. And these people that were call me friends can't cry around me.
But you know, the block is a community. So imagine the block being a community where each person in that community is educated on mental health.
Yes.
If your safe space is the blocks, like you're going through something and you run to the guys and you say, hey guys, I'm not doing good today, and they come and they bring you and they hug you and they too, alright, sit down, let me talk about it. That is what a safe space looks like. As simple as that may seem to some people, that is what a safe space looks like. But if you go to a block where the guys are gonna laugh at you and tell you, well, haha, this happened to you, man up, then it's not a safe space. So I believe that is a community, and it could be a safe space, but like I say, it all boils down to education.
Yeah, education is important, and that's why in these conversations are needed much more. Sarah and Chelsea, I appreciate one of you coming in and having the conversation. Believe it or not, half hour gone, and normally actually the 2 or 3 minutes over half hour. I want to encourage all the people, the good work. And before you go, I want to ask you, Chelsea and Sarah, I want to give you an opportunity before you go. If anything that you want to share with Barbados, and when you are finished, please tell us again how to find the words to both of you.
Yeah, so for sure, big up to the team, everybody who works tirelessly. We have David, we have Shanika, we have Daniel Jordan from Jamaica. We also have regional entities as well, partners as well. We have Caleb, Javier, who's get well soon. Mackenzie, Ruth, Sarah, of course, and Kelly. Big up to the team, and then we have our amazing focal points, all across the Caribbean region.
And Chelsea.
Oh, I mean.
Sarah, anything you want to share about this before we sign off?
Make mental health a live reality.
Unpack It Co on all social medias. Thank you.
Yes, Let's Unpack It Cool. Two amazing young ladies. Great job today. And thanks for having the conversation with us. Thanks for educating us as well. And thanks for pushing mental health awareness and letting us know that community is important. If you got a community that could be a safe space, that's half of the job done. So we thank you all so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, that's no problem. I'm looking forward to continue the conversation much more. NTI.org.bb. The Bible says a child shall lead them Indian.
That's right.
And so shall NTI.org.bb. This is the boy Uncle Sluggy. And I'm out.
That was your midweek mindset.
To equip every Bajan with the knowledge and skills to be citizens of good character, confident and creative. Agents achieving excellence, competent in the digital world. Smart work, being no speed or aiming for